The story begins with an old woman named Tala, the grandmother of our heroine. She is the village storyteller, the one who keeps the ancient legends alive among the people of Motunui. Surrounded by curious children, she begins recounting a tale that has been passed down for generations. It is not just a story but a warning about balance in the world. She tells them of Te Fiti, the goddess of creation who emerged from the ocean carrying a glowing green stone, the heart that held the power to create life itself. With it, she formed lush islands and made the world bloom with abundance. But with such power came temptation. Many longed to possess the stone, craving its gift of creation. Among them was the demigod Maui. Maui was daring enough to steal the heart from Te Fiti, believing he could wield its power for himself. But the moment he took it, darkness began spreading across the seas. From the earth rose Te Kea with Macron, a fiery demon guarding the heart. In their violent clash, Maui lost both the stone and his magical fish hook, and they sank into the depths of the ocean. From that day, decay and shadow spread across the world. Tala warns that only when the heart is restored will peace return. Among the children listening is Tala's granddaughter Moana. While others shrink back in fear, Moana is entranced, as if the tale speaks directly to her. Her father, the tribe's chief, overhears and quickly interrupts, dismissing the story as a myth. He assures the children that their island provides everything they need. Yet his words backfire when he accidentally topples a row of carved monster masks, sending the children fleeing in fright. Moana, however, wanders away, drawn to the ocean. At the water's edge, she notices a baby turtle struggling against birds that circle above. Compassion wins her over. Instead of keeping the seashell she collected, she shields the turtle and helps it to safety. The ocean notices her kindness and parts its waves, revealing a glowing path of seashells. It even places the lost heart of Te Fiti into her tiny hand. Before Moana can grasp its meaning, her father arrives, scoops her up, and hurries her away. The stone slips from her fingers, vanishing back beneath the sea. Still, the ocean has chosen her. Years pass, and Moana grows into a strong and spirited young woman. Her father constantly reminds her of her role as the next chief, urging her to care for the island and its people. But the sea continues calling to her, whispering possibilities beyond the reef. Only Tala encourages her to listen to that inner voice. Soon, their island begins to suffer. The coconuts rot, and fishermen return empty-handed. Moana suggests venturing beyond the reef, but her father refuses. His anger hides pain. When he was young, he once sailed into the open sea with his brother. A storm destroyed their boat, and his brother drowned. Since then, he has forbidden anyone from sailing too far. Moana feels trapped between duty and desire. Tala leads her to a sacred mountain where each chief has placed a stone, marking their legacy. One day Moana will add hers. But Tala shows her something greater, a hidden cave behind a waterfall. Inside rest ancient voyaging canoes. Through echoes of drums, Moana sees visions of her ancestors exploring the vast ocean, guided by the stars. Tala explains that after Maui stole the heart, darkness spread, and the voyagers stopped, choosing to stay in hiding. She then places the stone into Moana's palm, saying the ocean chose her long ago to restore balance. Moana's father, however, rages when he discovers her plan. His fury breaks her spirit. Soon after, a villager brings terrible news: Tala is gravely ill. Moana rushes to her side. In her final moments, Tala encourages her granddaughter to follow her heart and assures her that her spirit will always remain close. After her passing, Tala's spirit appears as a glowing manta ray, lighting the waves. Grief fuels Moana's courage. She gathers supplies, chooses a canoe, and sails into the open sea. But storms batter her vessel until she collapses. At dawn, she awakens on an unfamiliar island. On the rocks is a carved fish hook, the symbol of Maui. She soon meets the demigod, though he is nothing like the legend. Maui is arrogant and dismissive, more interested in escaping than helping. He tricks Moana, locking her in a cave while he steals her boat. Yet Moana escapes and confronts him again, with the ocean itself helping her. No matter how often Maui tries to throw her off, the sea puts her back on deck. Realizing he cannot get rid of her, Maui reluctantly listens. Moana explains that darkness will consume the world unless the heart is restored. Maui fears it, knowing TK with Macron guards it and that he no longer has his hook. But as they argue, a horde of tiny but fierce coconut-armored pirates called the Kakamora attacks. Their only goal is to take the heart. Amid the chaos, Moana's silly rooster Hey Hey swallows the stone. The pirates chase him, but Moana bravely rescues her companion and retrieves the heart. Maui admits he cannot face TK with Macron without his hook. He reluctantly agrees to teach Moana the ways of sailing so they can reach the realm of monsters where it lies. Guided by him, Moana learns to navigate using the stars and currents, slowly transforming into a capable wayfinder. Their journey leads them into the lair of Tamatoa, a massive, treasure-hoarding crab. Deep in his glowing cave, Maui spots his hook. But Tamatoa captures them, mocking Maui for losing his power. Maui struggles to use the hook, failing to transform. Quick-thinking Moana distracts the crab with a decoy stone, giving them a chance to escape with the real hook. Back on the sea, Maui practices with his hook. His powers are rusty, but with Moana's encouragement, he improves. During quiet moments, he shares his story. Abandoned by his human parents, Maui sought to earn love by giving gifts to humanity. His theft of the heart was an attempt to prove his worth. Moana sympathizes, seeing beyond his pride, and their bond deepens. At last, they reach Te Fiti, but TK with Macron rises to block their path. A fierce battle erupts. Maui defends Moana with his hook, but the demon's strength is overwhelming. His hook cracks, and in shame, he abandons her, flying away in the form of an eagle. Alone, Moana breaks down, begging the ocean to find someone else. She feels unworthy. The ocean accepts the stone, but at that moment, Tala's spirit appears once more. She reminds Moana that her strength lies not in being chosen but in being true to herself. Renewed, Moana takes back the stone and sails forward with fierce determination. When TK with Macron attacks again, Moana maneuvers past her strikes, edging closer to the island. At the final moment, Maui returns, ready to stand beside her. Though his hook shatters completely in battle, he holds TK with Macron back long enough for Moana to press on. Reaching the island, Moana finds it barren, lifeless. Then she realizes the truth. TK with Macron is not a separate being but Te Fiti herself, transformed by rage after losing her heart. With calm courage, Moana lifts the stone. She asks the ocean to part, allowing TK with Macron to approach. Singing softly, she reminds the goddess of who she truly is. Moved, TK with Macron slows her fury, and Moana gently places the heart back. A radiant transformation follows. The fire melts away, the green goddess returns, and life spreads across the land and sea. Te Fiti forgives Maui, even restoring his hook. For Moana, she creates a new canoe, ensuring her safe passage home. Maui, humbled and grateful, thanks Moana. He finally understands that his worth is not measured by power but by courage and kindness. Taking the form of a hawk, he flies off to find his own new journey. Moana sails back to her people, who welcome her with pride. Inspired by her bravery, they reclaim their heritage as voyagers. The canoes are prepared, and once again, the people of Motunui set sail, guided by the stars. At the helm stands Moana, no longer the girl caught between duty and dreams. She is now both a leader and a wayfinder. With the ocean stretching endlessly ahead, she is ready for the adventures that await. See you in the next episode. Always stay happy and keep smiling. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share it with your friends too.